Hi, welcome to She Spice. Drake's busy again, people. He's jabbing the bear, that is Kendrick Lamar. Yet this time, he could have overdone it since Pusha T is back in the image. And there's discussion of a joint Kendrick and Pusha diss track backing in progress. And word on the road is that these two have something immense on. Drake, that could obliterate more than his standing. See, Drake actually hasn't taken in his illustration. And he, as of late, tossed conceal at Kendrick again with some peculiar Instagram posts that as well. As came for Kendrick's long-lasting partner, School Kid many Q&A shows in Toronto were dropped, so the way that Drake is going on with his jokes shows he actually doesn't get why Kendrick called him a colonizer, and fans are currently pondering, is Drake truly ignorant regarding the way of life he's attempting to be important for, or is he simply doing this for clout, one way or another? It's anything but a decent search for the 69 God. Are Kendrick and Pusha T truly going to favor us with a joint Drake diss track? We should get into it. Are you arranging for more? Are you arranging for additional Canadian legends to come your way? However, sir, come on, man. Listen, man, I'm ready for everything the Way of Life Vulture uncovered, so we should initially separate this entire thing and see the reason why Drake's in major trouble. What precisely does it mean to be a culture vulture in hip jump? It's not just about getting a couple of beats or styles. We're discussing somebody who takes from a culture, particularly one that has been underestimated, without truly getting what everything unquestionably revolves around. Drake's been blamed for this at least a few times. Recall that photograph Pusha T utilized for the narrative of overdone, definitely the one with Drake in blackface. Pusha guaranteed that this photograph says a ton regarding how Drake utilizes dark American culture when it suits him, while simultaneously remaining totally quiet on issues influencing dark Americans. Gracious, like you march your father around in these odd suits and march them culls like you. Understand what I'm talking about? Yes, sir. That is what I get. I get median sentiments from that. I check them out there. Someone you know, I get the image of, the real photograph that, the photograph that I utilization of the dark face, right? And I'm similar to a firm it checks out. You march your father around. This is finished in 8. This was finished in 8. You don't have the foggiest idea about that is not right that you like. There's not a glaringly obvious reason for that to me. Man, I'm Pusha T. Like, listen, the greatest feature of my life occurred in the beyond couple of years, me playing with like Obama in jail change, etc. Like you deafing. Come on, this is me, right? Dope kid yak. You know that this is genuine. I feel like you are quiet about all the dark issues. Drake, you truly are. You are outrageously quiet, and I don't catch wind of whatever you don't represent. You don't express anything about nothing. You don't. It's exactly what it resembles, and you got to have all the stage on the planet. You were so enthusiastic in those days, but no, you weren't. That is number 1. That is what I realize. Number 2, you have to think about who an individual super is and what it resembles. Okay, bang, that is the reason it's okay. That is the reason it's acceptable for you to snap a picture like this. You didn't actually realize it was correct. You don't have any idea how completely you don't know where you stand. You don't have any idea where you stand. Goodness, that is the reason you took a picture like this. You didn't actually realize it was correct. You don't have any idea how completely you don't know where you stand. You don't have any idea where you stand. Goodness, that is the reason you got to know you. You feature your father joking like that. Gracious. You know you run. You hurry to the Memphis. Gracious. I'm Memphis Houston. That is goodness. That is my dark side. You never related now concerning Drake. He attempted to guarantee that dark Americans don't acknowledge him since he's Jewish Canadian, and blended, I don't know, I'm from a spot where it's a genuine mosaic. You realize there's where we're to me the most liberal spot you might conceivably get yourself, so I never view at it as that, you know. Yet there are different spots that you go where it's simply not so. It isn't so much that straightforward. You know, and no doubt I never viewed it. It is conquering anything. I was very much like, man, I just became a decent rapper. Yet you know, to a ton of others. They were like, stand by, hold up, stand by, sty. By what? You're Canadian. You're Jewish and you're half. You know, it's very much like we inspiring things. Anyway, Kendrick, Pusha, and others previously made it clear that it's not necessary to focus on Drake's complexion or identity. It's more profound than that. It's the way that Drake singles out pieces of dark American culture to use for benefit. However, with regards to main problems or dark injuries, he taunts and disregards them. Drake involved subjection as a zinger in numerous tunes. However, as many fans brought up, envision the commotion in the event that Kendrick utilized something like the Holocaust as a zinger in the way that Drake poked a fun look at the opportunity of slaves shows you that he doesn't realize anything about our progenitors, nothing about dark torment, and nothing about servitude, one fan said. Imagine assuming Kendrick said the tattoos he was consuming were the tattoo quantities of doctors as Holocaust progenitors. Agonies entertaining to you, and afterward, as of late, there's likewise been a ton of conversation about Drake's explicit lack of respect for hip jump. Legends, especially those from the West Coast, aren't allowing Drake to pull off this. As the West Coast strikes back, we should discuss why the West Coast is so significant in hip jump. We're discussing legends like Tupac, Dr. Dre, Sneak K9, and NWA. These specialists didn't simply make music, they made an entire development. They set the West Coast up for life and gave voice to encounters that weren't being heard previously. So when Drake goes along and begins slighting this inheritance, like utilizing Tupac's artificial intelligence voice to disapprove of Kendrick, or guaranteeing that he gets more love in Kendrick City than Kendrick himself, no doubt that didn't turn out well by the manner in which two home and family members openly denied unsaid Drake for this Tupac sibling. They called it a faint-hearted move, while the legal counselor for the Tupac Shakur home, Howard E. Lord, said it was a blatant infringement of Tupac's exposure and the bequest's legitimate rights. The ruler said in a proclamation that the domain couldn't have ever given its endorsement for this utilization. The unapproved, similarly disheartening utilization of Tupac's voice against Kendrick Lamar, an old buddy to the bequest who has given only regard to Tupac and his heritage freely and secretly, intensifies the affront. It seems as though Drake's error was confounding Calabasas and other gated networks of Hollywood with the genuine heart of Los Angeles. It's not only a mistake, it shows he doesn't actually comprehend the way of life he's attempting to be essential for. Van Ingle from the Higher Learning Digital Broadcast brought up that Drake mistook West Hollywood for Inglewood and Delilah for Watts, which is like mistaking Times Square for the Bronx. It's not simply unacceptable, it's rude. I need to ensure we break this out in light of the fact that I need individuals to Drake mistake Thala for why he yells out he mistook Poppy for Comp, he mistook West Hollywood for Inglewood mid-individuals, that I saw individuals that I noticed bopping dislike us. They were too venturing to that. Definitely they were stroll to that was some leather record was delivered by DJ Mustard, a previous Drake partner, when it was the ideal opportunity for individuals to co-lead in Los Angeles, not in Hollywood, definitely not in Calabasas, not in West Hollywood, not in St. Nick Monica, not in the spots you could go, not in the Verley Slopes, not in the spots that individuals from beyond Los Angeles believe are Los Angeles, right? When it was the ideal opportunity for individuals to co-lead around the record, the individuals I saw moving to it were Shumik, Wrong Lil C. See, you understand what I'm talking about when I say individuals like that, like individuals from the OB. You know, individuals that will kick the bucket that are from LA, get their LAs confused constantly, but the West Coast isn't giving this slide at his pop show access. Inglewood, last month, Kendrick fired shots at Drake for affronting the West Coast legends, referring to Drake's acquisition of Tupac's ring and utilizing Tupac. Also, Sneak's man-made intelligence-produced voices of goodness, so you all won't allow anyone to disregard the West Coast. Applause, huh? Gracious, you all won't let anyone mark and mimic our legends. Applause, huh? We should attempt it once more. Applause, music, hello. The number of operations you truly got. I mean, it's an excessive number of choices, has been the pass on this body music. Say guaranteed pie man strolling down the entire time I realize he got some opening on him, hang on him, extra yet tossing him. Music say simply ensure you have the little framework. They let me know CA's the only one to get on, and party at the party playing with us, and about the sort of abnormal case. Why guaranteed, darling? Music applause, Kid and even Kanye West, as of late got in on getting down on Drake anyway. Since this is Kanye we're discussing, he made it a stride further name-checking individuals who he believes are Drake's mannequin experts, including widespread music president who Kanye alluded to as Drake's rich child daddy. It cuts Drake's soul. He's signing his spirit to Satan to not be cool with me. To need to like this is his responsibility to conflict with God. Wow. And it cuts his spirit. However, what is it explicitly about Drake that everybody abhors? I just need to know that since it resembles for everyone all of the extraordinary things you do every week. Pluto, Metro Ross, Kendrick. There's something clearly amiss with this one person that nobody needs to talk about. And I feel like you're the main individual that will truly put it out there. How do you say rich child daddy? It's like Drake has a rich child daddy named Lucien, and all-inclusive wow. He resembles, man, my daddy got it. You understand what I'm talking about. It resembles my daddy controlling the twists. Subscribe She Spice for more videos.